working in the building, go out to the practice field and work hard, do your lifts and do what you're supposed to do, you should not be here. And they care about it. They care every single week. We're in week 16 and we're 4-11. And there's fans that watch this game, that show up to the stadium, that put in time and energy and effort and care about this. So if you can't go out there and you can't work out, you can't show up on time, you can't practice, you can't want to go out there and win, you shouldn't be here.
How are we doing, Arizona sports fans? How are we doing today on this beautiful, beautiful Monday evening at this point? How is everybody doing out there? We are going to have a fun-filled show today. Everything surrounding basically the bombshell, the big breaking news that went down, and that is going to be none other than J.J. Watt coming to Arizona Cardinals for a 2-year deal. Now, we have a lot of different things to go ahead and dive into today, guys. I'm extremely excited about this stream. We most likely will open up the phone line. Keep that in mind, probably the last 15 minutes, maybe the last 20 minutes, just really depending on how the stream goes and all that different stuff like that. So I am going to gauge to figure out what you guys feel, how you guys are liking the signing. If you don't like the signing, then definitely let me know. We can definitely have a conversation and we can basically go from there, guys. But I am up in arms by today being Monday and being that J.J. Watt is now a member of the Arizona Cardinals. So shout out to every single person that's making it to all my live streams, and not just when breaking news happens, but basically is always ride and dying with the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real ones. Thank you so very much for coming back here, guys. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it here. This is a crazy, crazy day. But what happened this morning, I posted my video, my usual Monday uploads, and then 20 minutes later to 30 minutes later, breaking news happened. And what happened was my DMs went absolutely nuts. Twitter, Instagram, and everybody told me J.J. Watt is coming to the Cardinals. And then one thing I saw was basically J.J. Watt, putting on his Twitter saying the source is basically him and him doing some some exercise with the Arizona Cardinals shirt on, and absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I am just extremely, extremely excited about having such an amazing talent like J.J. Watt. Now, I know there's some people out there that don't like the signing. I will be getting to your guys' opinion as well. I know there's a lot of concern, especially with the whole situation with the cap room. He's injury prone, all that different stuff. I get that there is going to be some concern. I'm right there with you. But as of right now, let's bask in the glory. Let's bask in the glory that we made such a big impact. We made such a big move for the NFC West to really have fear in their eyes, because we have Chandler Jones and we have J.J. Watt. And hopefully Jordan Phillips makes some production this coming year. So let's go ahead and shout out to our defensive line. We improved dramatically because J.J. Watt was added. Now, obviously, we need him to be healthy for the full 16 games each year. If that's going to happen, I don't know. Like I said before, we'll go ahead and dive into the concerns and everything and what you guys feel. We'll do that later on to the show. But what the details is, if you guys cannot see the ticker here, the deal for J.J. Watt is a 2-year deal, $31 million contract with $23 million guaranteed. So I know when, J.J. Watt was looking for his next team, basically he was coming out and saying, he needed time. He needed to go ahead and, really compress and see what team was going to be available for him, who was going to pay him the most. And honestly, there was a time where I thought he was going to go to the Browns. But there was a tweet that DeAndre Hopkins put out, and this is what struck me to make my live stream 2 weeks ago, was being that DeAndre Hopkins heard that J.J. Watt was being released from the Texans, and he put J.J. Watt in a Cardinals jersey and himself in a Cardinals jersey, and he said, let's run it back, or let's go for it again, something along those lines. And that absolutely spiked my interest. I put a live stream out. I went ahead and spoke to you guys, and I had so much backlash. I heard a lot of people tell me that you're crazy, you're absolutely nuts, this isn't going to happen, what are you talking about, you're nuts. Let me click off the video, you're nuts. But here's the truth of the matter. And I've been saying this for the longest time. And I think Steve Keim, maybe he's not listening to my live streams. Maybe he's not listening to radio stations. But I think we've put enough of a community together where we are starting to make a little noise. Maybe some cricket noises, but that is still a noise. And honestly, it's one thing that I also want to mention is you need to pay attention to your players in the locker room, because the locker room is very, very important. And what is the one thing that DeAndre Hopkins asked for this last, 2 weeks ago was JJ Watt, to be reunited with this guy, JJ Watt. And what happened 2 weeks later on a Monday morning when most people went to work and really terrible about going to work on a Monday, we got the news that JJ Watt is now a member of the Arizona Cardinals. So I am excited. I am extremely excited. Now I get that it does come with some risk. I get that. I definitely get that some people might think it was too expensive. Some people might think that, wow, this is too much for him because he is injury prone. I say right now, let's bask in the glory. Let's go ahead and finally say, yes, the Arizona Cardinals are in primetime headlines right now. We made a move that shook the core of a lot of NFC West teams, and I am excited. I am absolutely excited to be a part of this Arizona Cardinal community, this Arizona Cardinal fandom just in general, guys. So extremely excited about it. I know we did have a super chat in here by our guy Red Sea. Do me one quick favor, smash that like button, guys. Smash it till it turns blue. We want to make sure that all those people that don't know this channel exists can go ahead and get an opportunity to get on here. So smash that like button and let me know when you go ahead and smash that like button. Let me see if I can find that super chat here from Red Sea. Our guy Red Sea is always giving us those super chats here. He says, Keim be like, what's a cap space? ? Yeah, and I think this is what's one of those main things that a lot of people are asking themselves. Like, okay, so what's our cap situation like right now? Because at one point we thought we only had $11 to $12 million. Now, if you do the math, we're paying JJ Watt probably close to 14.5, I believe it is. No, 15.5 per year. 15.5 per year on the deal that we currently have him on. And if we only had $11 to $12 million, something's up. Something needs to be happening. Either there's going to be a deal in the works that we'll be hearing later on. Maybe we'll start hearing the Canards being released. The Robert Alfords being released. Maybe, I don't think Justin Pugh will be released, but maybe those two players will be released to see if we can open up some more cap room. Because honestly, usually what I do when I make my videos in terms of like, let's build out this Arizona Cardinal team, I like to go over to those third-party websites that give us like a tracking system of where the cap room is. And honestly, I saw $12 million. So I don't know where we came up with this 15.5, but nevertheless, I'm excited that we made this big splash play for the Arizona Cardinals here. And I am so happy to go ahead and share the news with you guys. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know this news that came down. So shout out to every single one of you guys. 92 people in here right now wanting to hear about JJ Watt coming onto the Arizona Cardinals here. So let's dive into it a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about JJ Watt and what I feel like he's gonna, what kind of change and what kind of impact he's gonna have within this Cardinal organization. Now, I do know for a certain fact that the Arizona Cardinals needed to get some defensive line help, and we got that with just this one player alone. Now, do we need him to flourish? Do we need him to be, not hurt for these 16 years? Yeah, absolutely. These 16 games are crucial for him to go ahead and play. Now I can already foresee it. If he does get hurt, there's going to be a lot of people saying, hey, Steve Keim made another mistake, another, over the top old player coming into the Arizona Cardinals, and he's going to get hurt over the top and blah, 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 blah. I could already hear it. But I think this time of need, I think Steve Keim is really, really doing things to keep his job. And this is what he saw. This was the opportunity that he had to go ahead and make a splash play to shake the core of the NFL and to make his star wide receiver happy. And he did that. So kudos to Steve Keim for making this signing. I'm very, very curious to figure out how much cap space we actually have left. Now, I know that there was a report going out there with, I believe it was Ian Rappaport saying that we're going to do everything in our power to go ahead and re-sign, Hassan Reddick and Patrick Peterson. So they want Cardinal fans to stay calm and be cool. I personally don't think Patrick Peterson is coming back at all. Whether we want to like franchise tag him, transition tag, whatever the situation is, I don't think he's coming back. I really don't think he's coming back. So Ian Rappaport can go ahead and put that out. That's awesome. I just don't believe it. I'm pretty sure he got that information from a Cardinals insider. Definitely not saying he didn't, but I don't believe Patrick Peterson's coming back. And that's just kind of personal experience. He's been wanting to get traded for the past 2 or 3 seasons, and this is his perfect opportunity to go ahead and test the open market. But we do got another super chat in the house from I Am Bear coming in clutch with the $19.99 donation. He says, JJ Watt is great for us. Yeah, it's a cap hard for like 4 million until we can cut players. But what does this for us give a better pass rusher so we can now focus on getting a cornerback? We won't have to cover as long. So whoever is going to play cornerback will be fine and look good. Yes, and I agree with that. I think it really does start at the defensive line. It's very, very important to start off at the defensive line, and getting a person like JJ Watt wreaking havoc on that defensive line really does help those cornerbacks in the backfield. Absolutely does help the cornerbacks in the backfield. So this is absolutely speaking facts here. I Am Bear, thank you so very much for the $19.99 donation. Let me give you my quick dab. Appreciate you, my friend. But I do agree. I definitely agree. Yes, I know it hurts. I know it hurts. It does, because at one point everybody was saying we only have like $12, $13 million. Mark my words, guys. We're going to be making some changes. I think within these next 2 weeks, we're going to find out what's going to happen with Patrick Peterson. We're going to find out what's going to happen with Hassan Reddick. And we're going to find out what's going to happen with Larry Fitzgerald. It's going to come out. I feel like this year has been probably the absolute longest time we've waited for Larry Fitzgerald's decision. Now, we will get into him just a little later on. But yes, that's kind of where we're standing at right now. We're going to find all that information out. So just be patient and we'll see what happens there. So let me go ahead and give another quick shout out to I Am Bear. Thank you so very much for the $19.99 donation. I really do appreciate that, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving on here. Let's go ahead and keep continuing to talk about JJ Watt. The impact of him as a player, I'm excited about him. I love the passion that he has. I love the leadership skills that he has. I love the let me prove that I can be a leader, show by example type of leadership that he brings to the table. I love all of it. And that is what JJ Watt is. And that's the main reason why I put that little short clip at the beginning of our live stream, because I wanted to show you the die-hardness that comes with JJ Watt, that he wants to win so darn bad that he came up in national news, in ESPN, and NFL Network. This was everywhere. He came out and flat out said to everybody, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. They do have probably one of the best jobs out there. They play a game. I mean, let's be honest, it's not an easy job. It really isn't an easy job, but that's why they get paid handsomely. They have an athletic ability. That's the reason why they're put in this position, but they do get paid handsomely. And I'm so glad that we had somebody like JJ Watt come up and say this. And because it's very important. If it's somebody like me that said something like that, it won't go anywhere. It won't go anywhere. It would fall on flat ears, and people would be like, okay, whatever, yeah, you're right, but nobody's gonna care. But the fact that it came from JJ Watt speaks volumes, and I'm so glad it came from him. So shout out to JJ Watt to go ahead and stir that whole situation up with the Texans organization, because that's probably a reason why they decided to release him. And of course, because he spoke with the management, he wanted to get released, so they granted his wishes, and that's kind of where it went. I do got another super chat here from Nat Max. Let me go ahead and give you a quick dab. Thank you so very much for the donation. Says, should the Cards trade up late first round to draft an O-line? We can't draft JC at 16. Should we trade up to late draft rounds? So you're saying like trade back? I don't know. I think it just kind of really depends, honestly. Thank you so very much for the $4.99 donation, though. I don't know. We'll get another live stream talking about the draft, talking about the scenarios. Maybe we'll dive in a little bit deeper after the free agency like frenzy. We'll have to answer this a little later on. Do I want them to trade back right now? No. I don't want them to trade back. But great question, my friend. Thank you so very much for the $4.99 donation, my friend. Thank you so very much. But let's go ahead and keep moving on here. There's a lot of people. A lot of people are out here on this stream. Thank you so very much for being here, by the way. Quick shout out to you. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. That means the absolute world for me. Smash that like button. Now, I do know that I think that the rumblings were pretty true when it comes to J.J. Watt. I think J.J. Watt was very close to going to the Browns. I think that was an absolute like fact, but I don't know. Maybe Chandler Jones, the whole, message that he sent him, maybe the whole DeAndre Hopkins situation was just too rich. It was too rich for him to pass up an opportunity to come here. Now, let's talk about this a little bit, because I remember when this news just went down probably about 5-6 hours ago. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, are you worried? Are you worried that we signed J.J. Watt? Does this sound too familiar from what we did when we signed Terrell Suggs? And that led me to believe, wow, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Let me ask you guys this right now. Do you think this is similar to the Cardinals signing Terrell Suggs? And remember how everybody was so excited about him coming in here because we had Chandler Jones, because we were going to have Terrell Suggs. And when Terrell Suggs came here, he pretty much just landed a goose egg, and he was just not very productive at all. Do you guys think it's a similar situation here, or do you have more faith in J.J. Watt being more productive? Put that on the comments below here. Okay, so while we wait for everybody to go ahead and answer here, let me give you my 2 cents here. They did go ahead and say that to me, and I was like, wow, that is a pretty good, something to really think about here. Me personally, I don't think it's the same. I get it's kind of the same type of player, older player, wants to leave his, team that he was drafted to. And of course he goes to the Arizona Cardinals. Whoever comes to the Arizona Cardinals, we have the stigma around us that we come here to retire. We get all these old players and they come here to retire. That's the stigma that we have within the Arizona Cardinals. It's not just the Cardinals organization, but it is just in life in general. If you don't know, we are considered like a snowbird type of city, where basically there's a lot of people from the East Coast all the way from the north that have another house here, that come move here during the winter and then they leave during the summer. It's that whole stigma with the whole Phoenix Arizona area, and it kind of holds true and kind of translating over to the whole situation with sports, when everybody's saying, hey, it happened last year or happened a couple years back when we got Terrell Suggs. Are you not worried that this is the exact same thing? I say no. I say no, because J.J. Watt, I still believe he does have a fire under his belly. I still think that he wants to win. I still think that when he made that video about ranting about players that are within his organization that absolutely didn't care, absolutely they were there to collect a check, I heard it in his voice. I heard that he really does care for the fan base. I heard in his voice that he really does care for the organization of football in general. Maybe not the Texans so much, because he probably didn't agree with a lot of stuff that they did, but he cares for the situation that is the Texans or football organization. So I still do think he wants to win. I do think he's going to put it 110% when he is here. J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones are going to wreak havoc. They are going to wreak havoc on this NFC West. Mark my words. I think Russell Wilson is probably shaking in his boots right now, because remember this whole situation where, Russell Wilson might get traded. Is he going to get traded? Is he not going to get traded? This automatically says it right here that we know that he's struggling. We know that he wants some offensive line pieces. And what did the Arizona Cardinals do? They went ahead and got J.J. Watt. They went ahead and got J.J. Watt to go ahead and wreak havoc to Russell Wilson. So a lot of great things. I'm just really excited. Absolutely just overall really excited about this whole scenario here, guys. Super excited about this whole thing. J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones is going to be a sight to see on Sundays. Let me tell you this right now. They are going to be a sight to see on Sundays. Now, I do have another quick super chat here. I have Red C up in the house. Thank you so very much, Red C, for the $5 donation. Let me give you that quick dab. Says, no, Suggs played different position and was in much worse condition than JJ is right now. Suggs quite literally got knocked out by Father Time. I agree. Red C. Thank you so very much for that $5 donation. I do have a couple more up here. I got BBHALV, another $4.99 donation. Let me give you my quick dab. Thank you so very much. I don't think it's like Suggs, because Suggs was in his last year, but Watt had 4 to 5 years left in him. So this is a great and better signing than Suggs. Agree. Definitely agree with you. Thank you so very much for the $4.99 donation. And we got Cardinal Sin in the house with the $5.09 donation. Says people could say this in desperation move by Keim, knowing that this doesn't make the postseason in 2021. Both him and Kingsbury are gone. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase this here because I did a terrible job reading that. Basically, what he's saying is people can basically say and kind of put this whole situation on the fact that Steve Keim is trying to save his job. Because let's be honest here, if we don't make the playoffs, if we are just subpar as a team again, Steve Keim is gone and Cliff Kingsbury is gone. Now I know for a fact Steve Keim will be gone. And Cliff Kingsbury will most likely follow through and follow along with them because it's been kind of way too long at this point. So I do see this as a move where it's like, man, I need to make a big swing, an absolute home run of a swing. And this is what Steve Keim did. I'm happy with it. Honestly, I will take this swing. Thank you so very much for doing it because honestly, it shook the world of the NFL and everybody was so surprised that this move happened. Everybody but my fan base, everybody but the AZ Sports fan base was shocked that this happened because 2 weeks ago we had a live stream about this. Now there were some people that said, no, this is not going to happen. But some other people were like, yes, that's an awesome idea. That would be really cool for this to happen. So everybody in the whole, NFL universe are saying that this is something out of the left park. We've been saying this for the past 2 weeks that JJ Watt might be coming here because DeAndre Hopkins put a tweet out there saying, let's run it back. Yeah, start listening to your superstars. Start listening to your superstars, people, because it is big. It's a big need, honestly. You got to go ahead and put the people out there that want to fight with these people. It's an army. It's an army out there, and you need to have the comfortability with your fellow army men, and that's exactly what it is. DeAndre Hopkins wanted JJ Watt. What did Steve Keim do? He went out there and got JJ Watt. So thank you so very much, Cardinal Sin. We do got Aaron Van Buren coming out here with another $5 donation. Let me give you that quick dab, my friend. Says, Watt is easily the best player we've ever had on defense. This is what a win now team looks like. Steve Keim on God mode. That's hilarious. So usually I'm not gung-ho about Steve Keim, but if this is what it's going to take for Steve Keim to have an ultimate awesomeness of a season and step up from last year, I'm cool with it. Be on the hot seat, Steve Keim. Please feel like your job is in danger. Please. Because if we're getting moves like this, JJ Watt is an absolute dynamite of a pickup here. And I'm so glad he's with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know there's some people that made some references like, oh, the Cardinals are going to be the Houston Texans. Ha, 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 ha. Whatever. We got two of your two top best players on your team. I will be happy with it. I don't care. Call us the Arizona Texans. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. We got JJ Watt. We got DeAndre Hopkins, arguably one of the best wide receivers of the entirety of the league. Give Kyler Murray one more year, and sky's the limit for our team. This is definitely a win now mode, a win now move, and I'm really excited to see what we do. And we do got another $4.99 donation here from I Am Bear. Thank you so very much again with another $4.99. Let me give you that quick dab, my friend. Says, I think this is all in. I think this is all in move telling us fans that we are actually all in this more coming soon. I'm terrible at reading apparently right now. So I think. Okay, gotcha. I'm terrible at reader, my bad. So I think this is an all-in move telling us fans that we are actually going all in this year and more is going to be coming. I can very well see this happening too. I can very well see us make another move. Obviously, we need to make some changes. That's an absolute must. We need to make some changes going on within our roster. We've signed some people that basically need to kind of get cut out, and that's kind of the situation that we're in right now. I completely agree with that. Thank you so very much, I Am Bear. Again, appreciate you. Once we do open up the phone lines, I Am Bear, I would love to get you on and actually speak with your camera on. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in doing. All you need to do is add me on Instagram at @DAZSportsFan, same picture that's on my YouTube, and then shoot me a DM if you're interested in getting on here. And then we got Nick L on here doing us a community service and saying smash that like button. $2 donation. Let me give you that quick dab, my friend. Thank you so very much. Yes, please, everybody, smash that like button. That means the world to me. It means the world to the channel. This is great news for the Arizona Cardinals fan base. Extremely excited. And then we got ALV again with the $4.99 donation. You guys are coming up clutch today. Absolutely clutch. Thank you so very much for doing that. Let me give you that quick dab, my friend. Thank you so very much. Signing Watt will let players like Peko and Peters to shine in the pass rush because teams will focus on double teaming Jones and Watt. Yeah, agree. Now, if we're going to get DeMonte Peko back, that's still remain to be seen. If we're going to bring back Corey Peters, that's remain to be seen as well. I don't quite know, but yes, I completely agree. And it also helps with the DBs. It all starts off on the line. It all starts off at the line. And if we got some monsters out there, some hungry people that want to get back at that quarterback, watch out Russell Wilson, watch out Matthew Stafford, and watch out maybe Jimmy G. I don't know who's going to be the San Francisco 49er quarterback, but I do know it's not Jimmy G. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. We do got another $10 donation from Chris Cummings, one of our members of the AZ Sports Fan here. Let me go ahead and give you a quick dab, my friend. Thank you so very much. Do you think that having him just in the locker room, he'll make our team better? For example, I don't think he will let the defensive line make that many penalties like last year. Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying here. I think keeping him in the locker room holds accountability to not just the defensive line, but basically the defense in general. When you see JJ Watt walk into a room, you notice JJ Watt walks into a room. This guy is going to go ahead and grab the defense by the, if you know what I'm talking about, and basically tell them what you did was a big mistake. Let's see what we can do to fix it. JJ Watt is going to be an excellent leader, along with Budda Baker, along with Chandler Jones, and hopefully, Isaiah Simmons, up and coming and being more of a rising star coming up here. A lot of good things is going to happen here. And JJ Watt is just that much more of a plus here for our Cardinal organization here. So shout out to you, Chris Cummings. Thank you so very much for the $10 donation. Let me give you that quick dab if I haven't already. Thank you so very much. It means the world to me. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what we're sitting at right now. Thanks to everybody for the super chats. Let's move on here real quick because I know a lot of people are really worried about Hassan Reddick. I know a lot of people are worried about Patrick Peterson. I know there's a lot of people worried about Larry Fitzgerald. Let me give you my whole situation here. And I'm going to make this as short as possible because I don't want to take too long in this topic because we will probably save it for another stream. But those are the three players we want to talk about. Let me know what you guys think. Larry Fitzgerald, Patrick Peterson, and Hassan Reddick. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think is going to happen with these three players. I will let you know my 2 cents right now. Let's start off with Hassan Reddick. Now, I get this JJ Watt situation used up a lot of cap space. I get it. I understand it. But I do think the Cardinals are going to find some way to keep Hassan Reddick. I really do feel that within my heart. They're going to find a way to keep Hassan Reddick, whether it's a franchise tag, whether it's a transition tag, whether it's a 1-year deal and a promise and telling them, hey, we will re-sign you, but this year we need this because we're trying to go all in. I think they're going to try everything they possibly can to re-sign Hassan Reddick. Patrick Peterson, he's as good as gone. I do not think Patrick Peterson will stay as an Arizona Cardinal team. Now, can we find space if we wanted him? Yes, I think we could find space. I do not think Patrick Peterson wants to stay here as a Cardinals at all. I don't think he wants to stay here. He wants to go to what he considers a contending team, and I do not think that's going to be with the Arizona Cardinals. I do not think he's going to be there. So Patrick Peterson is as good as gone for me. Larry Fitzgerald. Now, this is a touchy subject to get into because I know there's a lot of people saying, what's going to happen with Larry Fitzgerald? Larry Fitzgerald last year had an $11 million contract for 1 year. What's going to happen with Larry? Let me just say this. If Larry Fitzgerald does not accept a minimal deal from this Cardinal organization, and I don't mean, in the 100,000s, I don't mean 1 million, I mean somewhere along the lines of $5 to $6 million. I do not think Larry Fitzgerald is going to come back to this Cardinal organization. I do not think so. I don't think we would have the money. I don't think we can justify spending another $11 million. I don't even know where that $11 million is coming from. I don't know where that $11 million is going to come from, but I don't think the Cardinal organization can justify doing that. And I would love to get Larry Fitzgerald. Please, can the day come within this next week that we hear Larry Fitzgerald is coming back for 2021? I would love to hear it. Yes, I would. but it does need to be at the right price. We have a lot of holes on this defense, cornerback being number one, which we can address in the draft. But there are some pieces that we still need to go ahead and add, and it just makes it that much better. Let me know what you guys think on the comments here with the whole three scenario, the big three: Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald. Let me know in the comments here, and I can take a look to see if I can pull your comments up, and we can basically discuss it from there. So we have Mark Jackson saying Larry retires, Reddick will leave, Pat P will leave. Okay. So we have Nick L in the house. Let me give you another quick dab, my friend, with a $2 donation. Thank you so very much for that $2 donation. He says, time for Larry to hang them up. It might be. It very well might be. We will still see. We'll see what happens. And I don't think that Larry Fitzgerald is not productive because Larry Fitzgerald's not productive. I don't think that's what it is. I just don't think Cliff Kingsbury knows how to use Larry Fitzgerald in the slot. That's what I 110% believe. I still think Larry Fitzgerald can give us 400, 500 yards and 4 touchdowns for the year. I still think he can do that for us. But I can't justify paying him $11 million for that type of production. But I still do think he can give us 300, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, hopefully 5 touchdowns. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Nick L, thank you so very much for that $2 donation. Like I mentioned before earlier, I appreciate that. We got Red C in the house saying phone line soon? ? I'm trying to speak on the stream. Love it. Perfect. Yes, the phone lines will open up soon, my guy. Give me probably about 10 minutes, and then we'll open up the phone lines. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Obviously, the people who have their cameras on are going to get number one priority over everything. I will have to limit people to like a minute because we're going to have a lot of people that are trying to get on the stream. So bear with me there. We're going to limit it to like a minute to a minute and a half. We can't keep you on here too long, but keep your cameras on and we will go ahead and get ready to rock and roll. Thank you so very much, Red C, for that $25 donation. I appreciate that. And then we got Rafael Castillo's back. What's going on, Rafael? It's been a bit, my friend. How you doing? He says, shocked at the fact that fans keep saying that J.J. Watt will be rushing off the edge when we run a 3-4 defense. Edge rusher on our team consists of Jones and Reddick. Obviously, he's going to play interior. Yes, he is. He's going to be on the other side of, hopefully, Jordan Phillips. Yeah, he is. He's going to be in the interior. I agree. And I'm glad that you pointed that out because I never thought that he was going to be a edge rusher, in my opinion. Thanks for clarifying that, Rafael, because I didn't put that up earlier in my stream. Appreciate that. Yes, definitely. He's going to be on the defensive line, obviously, but he is going to be more in the interior of it all. He's going to be on the other side of Jordan Phillips. Man, amazing. Hassan Reddick, J.J. Watt, Jordan Phillips, and Chandler Jones. Watch out. Watch out, everybody. Watch out. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much, Rafael Castillo. I really do appreciate you. Again, let me give you that quick dab. I appreciate you, my friend. Let's go ahead and move on. We do got another $3.99 donation here saying if we draft wide receiver first round, Larry will retire / leave. Yes, I agree. I don't think we will go wide receiver this year because I think DB is really, really important. And unless we get some sort of DB in free agency, then I can see them going wide receiver and maybe, falling back and whatever the situation is. I can see that happen. But I don't see it for this year. Last year I saw it, but this year I don't see it. I feel like we do need some help on the defense just in general. But thank you so very much for the $3.99 donation, my friend. Appreciate that. Now, you guys are coming up clutch with these super chats, my guys. Thank you so very much. We got Jeff McClure in the house, one of our another channel members. Let me give you that quick dab before I read what you said. It says, Colin Cowherd approves of this due to all the QBs in the division. That makes sense. I stopped listening to that guy. Nothing to do with him specifically. I just kind of stopped listening to mainstream people in general. When this whole Zoom era started with everybody not being at their studios, it really was apparent to me that none of these people really have their own takes. They're actually just reading off a teleprompter. And I've seen it time and time again where somebody read off of somebody else's script and the person that was up was really, really shocked and he didn't know what to do or what to say. So it was really awkward. So I stopped listening to everybody that's a talking head, whether it's Fox Sports, NFL Network, or ESPN. I stopped listening to him. But thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that, my guy. I really do appreciate you in that whole thank you so much. Let's go ahead and keep on reading on to the comments here before we open up the phone lines. We will be opening up the phone line, guys. All you need to do is add me on Instagram. It's the AZ Sports Fan. It's the same logo that I have on my YouTube page. Go on there, shoot me a follow, and send me a DM and say, hey, I want to get onto the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Send me the link, and we can go ahead and go from there. That's all you need to do. And then we can go from there. But let's keep on reading onto the comments, guys. You guys are coming in super fire, man. Super fire with all these super chats. I think this might be the most super chats we've ever had on a live stream, and rightfully so. This is a big deal. A big deal for our Cardinal organization here. So shout out to every single one of you guys, all 157 of you on here. Thank you so very much for being here. I got I Am Bear on here saying, forgot about Jordan Phillips we forget he is no joke. Also, we can't forget about the younger guys that will leave after JJ Watt, like Zach Allen. Yeah, Zach Allen, Licky Fotu, also Rashad Lawrence, another one from LSU. Yeah, we got some people that are waiting. We're getting some people that are waiting for their turn. They are. Now, this is going to procrastinate their turn by 2 years because JJ Watt's going to be coming in an absolute steal. He's going to take that spot away from anybody. So, yes, it's going to be an amazing defensive line. I'm extremely excited about it. I can foresee Kennard getting out. I can foresee Kenyon Drake leaving as well. I posted a video just before this whole breaking news happened about Kenyon Drake, what we should do with Kenyon Drake, what we shouldn't do with Kenyon Drake. If you haven't seen it yet, after the stream, go ahead and jump onto the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. It's the video right before the JJ Watt breaking news. Go ahead and check it out and leave a comment on there and drop a like on there as well. Let's keep on reading onto the comments here. Let's keep on reading onto the comments. All right, let's see here. Yes, I apologize. I think I misspoke. I said cut. I did say cut Drake as if he's still a contract. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent. Yeah, so he's not going to be a member of the Arizona Cardinals. I did say cut. My bad. Misspoke there. He's not going to be a member of the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's going to test the open market, test the free agent market. He's not going to be the running back for the Arizona Cardinals. I really feel that in my heart. He's not going to be. All right, let's keep on reading onto the comments here. Cardinals Sin 21 says, did Eno Benjamin die or something? I was so excited when we picked him up from ASU. Go Devils, and he did nothing this last season. What happened? I think Eno Benjamin was just an unfortunate circumstance of him. He was hurt a little bit, and I don't think he got a really fair opportunity, really. I think that they were obviously favoring Kenyon Drake. They were obviously favoring Chase Edmonds, and I don't think he really had a fair opportunity to win anything in their mini training camp. I mean, they didn't have a preseason either, so he really didn't get a chance to explode anywhere. So it's kind of a terrible situation for Eno Benjamin. Hopefully he gets an opportunity next year, but if we pick up another one in the draft, it's gonna be even worse for Eno Benjamin. Let me tell you that. Let's keep on reading onto the comments here. All right. Okay, we've made it to the time. We've got to the time here that we're gonna open up the phone lines. Now, keep in mind here, guys, we're opening up the phone lines. You can also shoot me a message on Twitter as well. It's at the AZ Sports Fan, the #1. You can also shoot me a message there. Just let me know, like on the chat, that you send me a message, because I don't really check my my Twitter very much at all in terms of like DMs. But definitely let me know who wants to be on, and I'm gonna go ahead and start sending the link here shortly, guys. So definitely go ahead and let me know who wants to be on here. Once again, add me on the AZ Sports Fan on Instagram. Shoot me a follow and send me a DM and say, hey, I want to get on. And I can go ahead and get you on here real quick. Now, it's going to be really busy, y'all, so you only have a minute. If you go over the minute, I'm going to have to go ahead and release it just because there's going to be people waiting. So let me go ahead and start sending the link out. 1 second here, everybody. 1 second. Now, when you guys do get on, please have your cameras on. If you have an Instagram, you want to shout your Instagram, do it. I don't care, man. I don't care. But yeah, please have your cameras on. That's really the only requirement, and don't cuss. That's a requirement as well. Don't cuss, or I will have to get you off just and all that different shindig. So just kind of keep that in mind and be vigilant about that stuff too as well. All right, guys, we're going to go and open up the phone lines. If you guys do want to get on here to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, let me know and send me a DM on Instagram, everybody. Let's get this going here. 1 second, everybody. All right, starting to send out that, and I'm going to have to switch over to my headset so I can hear you guys. All right, I'm sending it, guys. Just go ahead and look at your DMs. I'm just sending it blindly, so keep that in mind as well. I'm sending it blindly. Turn on your video cameras. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys feel like is going to be is this a good move? Is this not a good move? Are you worried? Are you not worried? Everything. You heard what I had to say for the past 40 minutes. Now it's time for you guys to get on here and tell me what you guys have to say. So let's get this going. 1 second. Let me change out my audio here real quick. All right, still hear me? Go ahead and give me some fist bumps on the chat below, or give me some thumbs up on the chat below here. Let me know that you guys can still hear me, and we can go ahead and get started. Like I said, have your cameras on and have no cussing, and yeah, we can go from there, guys. All right, perfect. So people are going, yes, DM me. That's all you need to do. Send me a DM. If you want to be priority, you can do a super chat. That can be an also possibility too. Also, if you're a channel member, you get more priority as well. So channel members, super chatters, they get priority. Sorry, it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this going here. All right, I do got some people on the waiting line right here. We're gonna start off with my guy, AZ Sports Quarter. I see you there, man. I see you there. I'll give you about 30 seconds, my guy. I'll give it because I know you're doing something back there. I'll give you about 30 seconds. So we're gonna start off with AZ Sports Corner. Is gonna be coming on here shortly. He's gonna give us what he thinks is, is this right? Is this not right? Are you worried? Are you not worried? We're just gonna kind of go from there. Let's get this started here. My guy, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, man? Thanks so much for being on, dude. Talk to me, man. How are you feeling about this? The floor is yours.
Dude, I feel great. I mean, all my buddies were texting me today. They're like, man, what's going on with the Cardinals? They're making moves left and right every offseason now. I'm like, hey, I mean, we're trying to compete. We're getting there one step at a time. I'm like, our division's a pain in the butt, but we're gonna start making our names heard. People are gonna start nodding, turning our way. I mean, I literally thought like, hey, JJ Watt, that's a real possibility. Like I actually did think that. I was like, but nobody online would say like our name. I'd go into comment sections on like Pro Football Focus and stuff on Instagram, and everyone's like, nah, there's no way you're not going to Arizona. I'm like, hey, you don't freaking know that. I was like, yeah, called him out, bro. I was like, you can't count out D-Hop. I mean, that's a credible source. That's a teammate he loved playing with. I was like, so we'll see what happens. But I wasn't going to be surprised if he signed with like Buffalo or whatever. I was like, I mean, because they're contenders and they were probably going to offer him a good, chunk of change. But I was like, hey, I mean, you can't count us out completely. And here you are. I mean, he's freaking here now, so they can laugh. So I can laugh at him now. Hey, told you guys.
Exactly. And I completely agree, man, honestly. And I'm so glad we're kind of in this position here, like back-to-back big swing plays. And I do think Steve Keim really is feeling it now. I think he's like, I need to make these big swings. And honestly, I would take this in a heartbeat. This is an amazing, amazing asset to our defensive line. Let me ask you one question here. Are you worried about Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald? If you can just give me a quick summary of what do you think is going to happen?
And you know what? That's one of the things I was excited about before joining your stream. Take it to the bank, okay? Patrick Peterson, Hassan Reddick, and who else is a free agent? Larry. Larry's coming back. If he comes back, and he doesn't want a lot of money, he's coming back. Patrick Peterson is coming back. I personally feel he really will. Okay. I really do think he's going to. And you can't not, think that he isn't looking at JJ Watt and saying, hey, they're trying to make moves for us. Yeah. As a team. They're trying. You know what I mean? And that Keim's got his back up against the wall. And you are not going to sit there and tell me that they're not going to make Hassan Reddick a priority after last season. They literally drafted him to be the guy he stepped up to be this year. They're not going to let him go. They are not going to let their grip off of that guy. He's coming back. Patrick's coming back. And they're drafting a cornerback in the first round to mentor him. And then if Patrick leaves in about a year, so be it. He's staying one more year. I truly think that, because they're not going to put their trust completely in a rookie DB. They need him back. They need him. They're gonna have to get him back.
Yeah,
don't
I
care if
agree.
it's just for a year. He's coming back.
Perfect, man. Go ahead.
But that's what I think.
Okay, awesome, man. Well, thank you so very much for being on here, man. Absolute pleasure. If you want to give your Instagram a quick shout out, go ahead, and I'll let you go.
Yeah, guys, if you want to follow me, I'm on AZ Sports Corner. You know, I'm not going to be like getting in your ear too crazy. Like, oh my God, follow me. Like all hyper. Just if you feel like it, you know, subscribe to my Instagram, and yeah, you'll get some Arizona related content. I cover the Coyotes, Diamondbacks, Cardinals, Suns, and hey, I mean, how about them Suns?
There you go.
At least when the Cardinals don't make the playoffs, we got this team to watch for a little bit, and then the season will start back up by the time the Suns are done. So, you know, a lot of exciting things developing in the desert, you guys. We're actually having some winning teams, which is awesome, you know. So it's great.
Nice. All right, brother. I mean, I'll let you go, man. Have a great rest of your night, man.
You too. See you
later. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for that. We got none other than Red C back in the house. Red C, talk to me. How are you feeling about this? Go.
I was at work when it happened, and my friend came off of lunch, and he flat out said to me, like, dude, you're going to be excited when you go look at your phone. And then I got off of work, I looked at my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, we got JJ Watt. And then I clicked on the link, and I'm like, how much did we pay him again? Jesus, we are going to be broke. But I mean, this is the move that changes our organization from being a bottom feeder to we're trying to win now. We're trying.
Exactly true, man. Exactly. And I'm actually kind of sad that you didn't see a post notification from the AZ Sports fan, but whatever.
Question. I did, but
I'm just kidding.
I was at work.
I'm just joking. So question for you, man. Larry Fitzgerald, Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson. What's your opinions?
Tag Reddick if it's not going to be too pricey, but it probably is. Resign Peterson for a year, and Larry's probably going to hang up the cleats. I know it hurts. It hurts, but it's just probably going to happen. I mean, you can't. We have to sign Patrick Peterson, draft a rookie corner this year, and then draft another rookie corner next year. We are the Arizona Texans. If Russell Wilson has not requested a trade yet, he going to do it real quick because he going to get up out of this division because you got the 49ers, you got Arizona, and then you got the Rams. Russell Wilson,
with amazing
no
offensive
lines. Fort Knox couldn't save you from this stuff. This is
Nobody
bad.
is safe. Nobody is safe.
you need to get up out of Dodge.
I agree, man. I agree. All right, brother. I'm going to have to let you go. I got a few more people coming up, man. Thank you so very much, my dude. All right, guys. Next up, we got Dow in the house. Dow, can you hear me?
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
What's up, dude? Yeah, man. It's been a bit, man. Talk to me. How you been?
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. You know, I'm still see you doing your thing. So I want to salute to you, man. Keep working, man. You know, I got my Arizona Cardinal stuff.
Let's go.
Area. So I woke up this morning. I'm like an hour away from the Niners stadium. So I'm pretty close to all that. So I woke up this morning, got a call from my friend and said, JJ Watt's coming to your team. I was like, whoa, like what's going on? Let me see the tweets. Let me see everything. And I was like, okay, cool. I can kind of relax a little bit because they have us getting an edge rusher in the first round. So I was like, you know, we can get somebody big in free agency and we can tend to other things. You know, we can probably get a corner, probably get another wide receiver next to D-Hop in the first round, maybe get some lineman help for Murray. So, like, I feel like this can open up a lot of things for us. And I'm excited. You know, people like, we paid too much. Like, it's JJ Watt at the end of the day. Like, and like, we got him. We're happy. So.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And I do feel like we need to make these big swings. Like, I mean, if you don't make these big swings, then we're upset because we're not making these big swings. So I get people think it's too much. I understand it, but I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary for us to really talk about the Cardinals being man because we added DeAndre Hopkins, because we added JJ Watt. It puts us back on that prime spot of maybe we can win the division.
Exactly. Because it's like, we were so close last year. We literally went out in the last quarter and didn't make it because, you know, we had some problems. But we add a few pieces like JJ Watt or, you know, like some more free agents. And we're right there fighting against the Rams and the Niners and the Seahawks for the division. So I just like that we're not, you know, holding back and like letting other teams make moves. Like we're right there with other teams trying to get to the playoffs. So I like that.
Me too. Honestly, one last thing I want to say to you. I just think, heck yes, that now Steve Keim is feeling this fire under his butt because he's making these moves. Let's keep this going. Brother, it's an absolute pleasure. I will probably talk to you maybe come free agency because I will be posting another live about who we picked up. Thank you so very much for being on, my guy.
All good. One more thing about
What's up?
free agency. Larry's got to go. You know, he's diehard, but a little too expensive, so he's got to go. Pat Pete, hopefully this J.J. Watt signing can recruit him back to the Cardinals, but if he's not all in, then he has to go. Franchise tag Reddick so we can get a good front seven going, and let's hope for the future.
Love
Peace
it.
out, man.
All right, Dal, man. Have a great one later.
You too, man. Later.
All right, perfect, man. So next up, we got Carlos in the house. Carlos, talk to me. How are you feeling about this J.J. Watt big news going on, man?
Kind of excited, but we'll see how he does. I've been a fan of JJ even before he came to the Cardinals. So let's just hoping he doesn't get injured in his 2-year contract.
True. So are you one of those that are a little like skeptical about maybe paying him too much, or are you all in on JJ?
I mean, I probably could have done a little bit better with the money situation, but in the end, it's JJ. You're not going to deny a big name like that.
Yeah, true. All right, let me ask you the most important questions here. Hassan Reddick, Larry Fitzgerald, Patrick Peterson. What are we going to do?
I would say keep Hassan most definitely. If we can, I feel like we can draft for a cornerback in like the second round or maybe third round. But for Larry, I want him to win the ring, but it's just his time to kind of call it quits.
Hang up the cleats. I hear you, man. I know, and it's sad, and it sucks, and I hear the sadness in your voice because it's true, man. I can't imagine the Arizona Cardinals with Larry Fitzgerald, but this has been the longest time I have waited to hear if he's coming back or not. And honestly, I think we're going to hear our answer within the week or two. So definitely keep your post notifications bell on, guys. So because we're going to have a crying session that same night. But Carlos, thank you so very much for being on here. It's been an absolute pleasure, my guy.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one. Bye. All right, next up, we got Kevin in the house. Kevin, talk to me. How are you feeling about this?
Can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I hear you. Crystal clear.
Okay. I'm feeling, I don't know how to feel right now because in my opinion, I think we shouldn't spend that much money on a position we don't need. That's just my opinion though, because I've said this multiple times. We have Chandler Jones, we have Hassan Reddick, we have we even have Dennis Gardeck. He's not a superstar by any means, but he's a pretty good player. I mean, like, we have depth at that position. And I think in the free agency, if we're going to spend that much money on a player, we should spend it on a position that we need. Like wide receiver, a left guard, a corner, something like that. And maybe even a free safety because, Jalen Thompson is, he's a good player, but he's injury prone. So maybe if we got a backup free safety, that would be a little cheap option right there. But
okay.
I mean, for an edge rusher, we just play too much.
Okay. Well, one thing I think JJ Watt's going to be playing. I don't think he's going to play edge. I really don't think he is. I think he's going to be on the inside, personally in the interior. But we haven't got the 100% of where he's going to play yet. But if he was to play on the interior next to Jordan Phillips, do you feel a little bit happier about it? Because Corey Peters was there and he's not really getting the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like the signing, don't get me wrong, and it's a big move. But I don't know, it's a new position for Watt because he's almost going to be guaranteed. Maybe this is a hint from Keim that to say that we're going to release Reddick. I don't want Reddick gone, but if we're going to sign JJ Watt, why would we do that if Reddick just had a 10+ sack year? And in the interior, it's something new that he hasn't been in a lot. So you don't know how it's gonna affect him.
Okay, that's fair. Let me ask you this one question. And I've been asking everybody, hopefully you prepared. Larry Fitzgerald, Patrick Peterson, and Hassan Reddick. What are you gonna do with those three people? Go.
I don't want Larry to hang him up, but it's gonna have to happen if he doesn't want a cheap contract, which everyone's been saying that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been like a childhood hero, so it's very hard to say that. But he's gonna have to go if he can't, get a good enough contract.
Yeah.
And I don't like Patrick Peterson, but we are desperate at corner. So I think Patrick Peterson's staying.
Just because of the
And
desperateness. I agree.
and I think honestly, I think Hassan's gone. Like if we're gonna sign JJ Watt, it's either JJ Watt's gonna play interior or we're gonna release Reddick for more cap. And obviously
Okay.
we had to go corner first round.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I
But
agree.
I don't want Reddick to leave, but he
Okay.
might.
No, I hear you, and I think what you're mainly, well, at least the what you're saying, I think you're I guess the JJ Watt is really just depending on what happens with Reddick. Because if we came, like if he re-signs back with us, I think everything's good. But if he doesn't, you would rather have Reddick over JJ, is what you're saying, right? Gotcha. Okay.
A younger option.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, man. Thank you so very much for being on here, man. I have to get the next people on. Have a great rest of your night, okay?
Peace out. Go Cards.
Later, man. All right, next up we got John Paul Del Dios. What is going on, my guy? Talk to me. How are you feeling about this JJ Watt breaking news that happened today?
I feel good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you perfectly.
All right. No, I feel great, man. I mean, like, it's where I think they had that Newsweek. I think Michael Bidwell, sorry.
You're good.
Michael Bidwell went to Newsweek and mentioned both Kyle and Cliff knows what's on the line, and I think that was Bidwell's sign. Your ass is sorry, you're on fire here. You're on fire here. So thus far, Kyle has gotten JJ. The thing about that is actually, my suspicion is JJ is going to be defensive end, which is the position that Jordan Phillips plays. So the thing is, next season, if we cut Jordan Phillips, we save, I think, $10 million of cap space. If we cut him not in this season, but season after. So I think they're probably gonna try to trade Jordan Phillips, put JJ there. They want Zach Allen to be full time because they want to develop that talent, and he's on his rookie contract. So I think he's saying I think he's staying. Funny, the thing about the money is I looked it up this morning while I was at work, because what else did you do at work, right?
Exactly. Touche.
So so if we extend Chandler Jones, which which Kyle is already on record saying that he will, we save $11.5 million in the cap, and if we cut Alford, we save another $7.5 million. And then if we cut Kennard in June, it's going to 6.5. So we just added, by extending Chandler, cutting Alford, and cutting Kennard, we get like about 26 million more in cap space. So it does make sense. So we can get Hassan. The thing about that is, I think when they said that the older guys they're probably not going to get as much money, they're probably talking about not Reddick, but about P2.
Right.
And I think Reddick posted on Twitter, I don't know if you saw that, but he says, they want me to prove it again.
Yeah, I saw it.
Right now, the only people Reddick can talk to is the Cardinals. Otherwise, it's tampering. So I think they have spoken in terms of what they want. I do think they want him to come back. I think he was a very so I think I'm excited. I think JJ Watt, I don't think he's gonna give you that 11 sack, but he will give you that leadership that they were missing last year.
Agree.
The thing is too, the defense is built like right now. The defense is built around what Chandler Jones does.
Right.
So if because remember the guys that we got, Jordan Phillips, Devon Kennard, they were supposed to be the cleaner guys, expecting another All-Pro season from Chandler. So I think that's what they want with JJ Watt, and I think just the one thing too, this could have a super team effect.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
like
agree.
when Tom Brady.
Hey, John Paul, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut you off just a little bit just because I do have a lot of people waiting here. But again, thank you so very much for being on here. But I do agree with everything that you said. We'll give you your last thought. One question here. Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson, and Larry Fitzgerald. What's going to happen with them three?
Okay, Larry, I think he's gonna retire sadly because I think COVID kind of hit him hard.
Yeah.
P2's gonna walk because he's gonna need all that money to pay all that all the expensive cars he has, and I think Hassan's gonna stay. I think
Perfect.
he's amped with but we can talk some more later. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Keep
man. Have
up
a
the
good one.
work.
Later, man. Bye. All right, next up, we got Cards fan in the house. Thank you so very much. And I apologize, Jean-Paul, just because we got so much people on the lineup here. But Cards, let me just go ahead and get this quick super chat out of the way. We got I Am Bear with a $4.99 donation. Let me give you my quick dab. JJ really believes in Kyler, and this team reports came in that it's about to come down to the Bills and the Browns and Colts and offered more money. I agree. I honestly thought they were going to go to the Browns personally, but he came to us. Talk to me, Cards fan. What do you feel is going on? How are you feeling?
Let's say I'm feeling really good today, man. I wasn't expecting this at all. I was literally at work listening to the radio, and I started breaking Arizona sports news. I'm like, I thought it was about Larry.
Larry,
So
yeah.
Okay, I was like, okay, we're finally gonna find out the decision. Then they said J.J. Watt's working out in a Cardinals T-shirt. I didn't think much about it because I remember last year Stephon Diggs did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He worked out in Cardinals T-shirts. I was like,
Sure.
we'll see. Then they said a 2-year contract has been reached. I was like, I literally froze. I was like, oh my God, we actually did it. I was shocked because I didn't know we were even in the running for him. So I knew it was probably Browns, Steelers, Packers, maybe another team. But I was like, wait, we were in the running for him? Then I thought, how much are we paying him? Which I think is reasonable. I mean, he is J.J. Watt, so
Yeah.
and we're trying to win right now. So I think if this was 2 years ago, I'd probably say no, it's a lot of money. But when you're 8-8, this is a perfect fit for us right now. We're trying to win right now.
Yeah.
We have a young quarterback, a young head coach, a young defense, by the way. And Chandler. The first thing I thought about was, man, we're Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt in the same squad. I was like, here we go. Watch out, Wes. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man, I'm really excited about it. Now, 2 weeks ago, I did put the that video out, but it's all speculations. You know what I mean? It's all if this happens, and blah 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 blah. But I think the most important thing here is that JJ Watt's a part of the Arizona Cardinals now for 2 years, and I'm really excited about it. Give me your opinion, Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson, and Larry Fitzgerald. What do you think?
Well, Pat P, I think I would love to keep because I think it's hard because he's been a Cardinal his whole career, and it's like hard to see him walk.
Yeah.
But the thing that scares me about him was he led the league in PIs last year, and that costs us a lot of games.
True.
But if we're so weak a corner, I think we'll try to bring him back. But I think he's going to take the money somewhere else. But that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Hassan Reddick, I think the only way we can keep him is a franchise tag because now we're paying J.J. Watt a lot of money.
Yep.
And Larry, I would say yesterday I probably said he was going to retire, but now I'm thinking, is he doing this? Is he waiting to see what team we build? Because remember, he said, unless I'm contending for a championship, I'm not going to come back. If maybe he's waiting to see what roster we put together first, then he'll make his decision. That's what part of me thinks.
Yeah.
He may decide to come back.
Well, we'll hear it probably within the next 2 weeks because free agency is coming like this, and he does not want to accept a $2 million deal. So you better make up his mind real quick.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so very much for being on here, my guy. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Later, man. All right, next up, we got Jordan P. in the house. I'll go ahead and wait for him to go ahead and open up his camera real quick just because I see him there, but I just see like a black screen. But I will go ahead and wait it up. We'll give it about 30 seconds. If not, we'll move on to John, which I see here. Let me go ahead and I have so much people that are just, I apologize, everybody. I apologize. So, John, can you hear me?
Oh, yep.
John,
can you hear me?
Sorry. Yes, absolutely. Sorry. No heads up. Apologies. Talk to me, man. How are you feeling about this, man?
No, it's all good. So yeah, I've been spending the week with my brother and my grandma, and I was just sitting there. I was playing Madden, playing fantasy with the Cardinals. I like look at my phone for 1 second, and I'm like, ESPN Cardinals. I'm like, huh, interesting. I'm a Cardinals fan. J.J. Watt, no way.
Yeah.
Because I live in Chicago, and it's weird because I'm a Cardinals fan. I've been my entire life, and so it's like we have sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you, we've sucked. There's been some bad years, and I've been waiting for this moment forever for us to get good. And I know we can. All we need to do was be able to build a defense that can stop the run, because we were
Yeah.
horrible at stopping the run. I watched every single game, and we were horrible at stopping the run. We were the worst at stopping the run. But we also need people to play against the pass, because Greg Kirkpatrick was not the best. We didn't have a free safety, and our linebackers weren't great at playing coverage either. And it didn't help that Chandler wasn't there, Buddha wasn't there for some of the year, but I think that JJ fills a huge spot that we needed, because we needed to get more pressure on the quarterback to make him kind of like falter more.
Yeah.
But we also needed to be able to stop the run. Run was a huge thing, and JJ's not washed with that. If you go back and watch them play the Titans, he was stopping Derrick Henry. I think I'll make this joke where no matter what, JJ is the only person in the league that can one-on-one tackle Derrick Henry.
You might be right, man. You absolutely might be right. Perfect. Let me ask you this one question here. Larry Fitzgerald, Patrick Peterson, Hassan Reddick, you're the GM. What do you do with those three?
See, I'm not smart enough to be a GM, but personally, I hope Larry will take a cut so that he can stay, so he can go for a ring. I absolutely love Larry, but I don't see it coming. I honestly don't. It's sad to say. I don't know if he'll do it. He might not. We'll see. Pat P, we need him. We desperately need him.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like him because he's getting old. He's lost production. I understand that. He's not as fast as he used to be. And it kind of hurt watching him play against some of the really fast and really breakout wide receivers this year, and he wasn't able to keep up. But he needs to be there to kind of bolster our secondary, because we have no new people. All we have is Buddha and him. That's all we have. Well, we have Byron Murphy, but he's still new. He's kind of he's a slot corner right now, so we need to keep doing that. Hassan, I like it. I like keeping Hassan. If we have such a solid line, no one can run on us, and we have to keep. And then we keep every person one-dimensional. So I think we franchise tag Hassan unless we can get enough cuts, and then we will. And then we will try to keep Patrick Peterson at such a low cost as we can.
Makes sense. Perfect, man. Well, thank you so very much for being on here. Have a great rest of your day, man. Later.
You too.
And then I think you guys are making some valid points here when it comes to Patrick Peterson. I know I said that we might just let him walk, but I think we've gotten to the point that desperate calls for desperate measures at this point, and we absolutely do need him. Now, obviously, it's his decision, but we'll see what happens. We do got Jordan P. in the house. Talk to me, my guy. How are you feeling about this J.J. Watt signing?
What's up, man? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. No, yeah, I mean, I didn't believe it at the time. Like, I thought it was like a meme page. You know how they make like edits and stuff? That's what I thought it was.
Yep.
And then I was like, wait, is this real? And then I just bugged out, because I mean, yeah, it seems a little overpaid, but at the end of the day, you're getting a Walter Payton Man of the Year, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. You know he's gonna come with leadership. He's like Hall of Famer, all types of things, and he was like the 8th or 9th graded best defensive end in the league last year. So it's not like he's washed where he can't play. And his numbers before last year, they were low in sacks, but it's because he was injured. So like 1 year he only played 3 games, 1 year he only played 8 games. So like it's not indicative of who he still is, because if when they traded Clowney, it was him and no one else on that defensive line. Now he comes here with Chandler Jones, Hassan Reddick maybe back, Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips is not getting cut. We just signed him. And he's going to be playing defensive end, or they can mismatch, because you can have Phillips at one DN, Watt at the other DN, and then you could plug in Fotu at the defensive tackle, big space eater, and then you have those two guys with Chandler, Reddick. It's unstoppable. And then you got Simmons, Buddha. If you bring back Peterson, I mean, if Vance can't do anything with that, man, go back to Pee Wee, not even high school.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you at that point. I completely agree. Let me tell you about the big three that I've been asking everybody: Hassan, Patrick Peterson, Larry. What are you do if you're the GM?
Well, I'm telling Larry here. Yes, we didn't get you a ring, and we understand that, but we did pay you insanely well. So you can take a $2 million deal. You have enough money. Like, if you can't do that for us, then I don't know what to tell you, because he's the highest paid wide receiver in the history of the game. So I mean, yeah, we haven't got him a ring, but at the same time, he's been well compensated. And he knows, he's not a huge factor in terms of production,
Right.
but he brings leadership. You know what he brings. We all know what he
Yeah, no,
brings.
absolutely. I think we all want him back, man. I think we all want him
Yeah,
back.
of
I just
course.
too high. Go ahead, sorry.
For Larry to retire, it's like, everybody's gonna cry. If you're a real fan, you're gonna cry. It's gonna happen.
I'll make a live stream. We'll all cry together. It's cool.
Exactly. Peterson, we gotta keep him, man. He's a lifer. Like, I just don't see why you would want to get rid of him. His numbers weren't great, but he wasn't bad. At times he was bad. It looked bad here, it looked bad there, but overall it wasn't the worst you've ever seen. And if you bring in a good cornerback too, who's better than Trey Kirkpatrick, with the defensive line that can actually put pressure from the interior and the exterior, the corners are not going to have that much pressure to guard for 7 seconds like they did last year. Reddick, I think he needs to be back. I think Keim thinks he needs to be back just because it makes Keim look better. Because everybody was saying Reddick is a bust, DJ Humphries is a bust, Keim sucks at the game. And now if he keeps those guys and they keep producing, he's like, look at me, all my picks are great.
I agree.
And one thing I want to say is all those clowns out there that said trade Kyler, blah 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 blah, trade Kyler, blah 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 blah. JJ Watt said, "I'm only going to a team with an elite quarterback." And where did he go?
To the Arizona.
And he took less money than other teams would have given him. So
perfect. All right, man. Thank you so much for being on, man. I'm gonna get to Glacier Boy here real quick. Have a great one, man. Later.
All right, you too.
All right, guys. I do have a quick super chat here from Chris Cummings. Let me give you the quick dab. Thank you so very much. Saying number 99 is retired in Arizona. Marshall Goldberg from the Chicago Cardinals owns it. Yes. So that's going to be very interesting to see what JJ Watt is going to pick up. Thank you so very much for letting us know, Chris Cummings. Let's go on to Glacier Boys. Talk to me. How are you feeling about this signing?
Man,
can you hear me?
About them? They did another. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're good. Go ahead.
All right. So like I was saying, man, Cardinals did it again for sure. This time they did it again. Another blockbuster deal. Like, no one expected this. I honestly, I was hoping for it, and it happened. And I, like, as soon as the notification came on, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way. No, like I'm pretty sure everyone in the sports world right now is just, well, not in the sports world, it's just football, who care about or just know anything about like what the coach been going through these past years. Crazy. But
yeah, I agree.
Hey, Steve Keim's still on the hot seat. Like, he still has more to prove, like from just building up and building this team now. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Ready for it.
Yeah,
this season
I agree, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very good season, man. 2021. Let's see what happens. So
you
have a kind of a choppy.
Say about the JJ Watt situation.
Perfect, brother. Well, let me let you go just because the connection's kind of choppy. So I'm gonna have to let you go. All right.
That's scary.
All right, man. Have a great one. All right.
It's gonna be a scary season.
Yes, it absolutely is. Glacier Boy, I'm gonna have to let you go just because the connection is pretty choppy. Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm gonna have to let you go just because the connection is pretty choppy. Okay.
Can you?
All right, guys, that was our guy Glacier Boys. I apologize, my guy. We just had a very, very choppy connection. We heard like every other word, but I do agree with what you're saying. With what I heard, pretty much, it's definitely going to be a scary situation. I agree with Steve Keim being in the hot seat, and he's making these big blockbuster trades because it's rightfully so. I mean, he's worried about his job. He's trying to go ahead and go for the home run because he needs that to keep his job. And I am so excited that he did, because then we can all start talking about this whole situation. JJ Watt is now a member of the Arizona Cardinals. Whether you like it or not, whether you think he's expensive, whether you think he's injury prone, the truth of the matter here is that the Arizona Cardinals have JJ Watt, Jordan Phillips, and Chandler Jones. Hopefully Hassan Reddick comes back. And like we said earlier, Leki Fotu, Rashad Lawrence, our defensive line is going to be scary, absolute scary. And I'm really excited to see the struggle that these quarterbacks are going to endure your Matthew Staffords, your Russell Wilsons, your Jimmy G's. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, but I called it 2 years ago. I said Jimmy G is not the guy. He's not the guy. And somebody came at me as a 49er fan and you say, you're absolutely nuts. You're absolutely nuts. And now we're talking about this offseason where they're talking about moving on from Jimmy G. So we'll see what happens. But nevertheless, this is great, great news for the Arizona Cardinal fan base. I am extremely excited to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a culture change. Some people might call us they call us the Arizona Texans or something like that, or vice versa, or whatever the situation is. Whatever it is, the Arizona Cardinals are coming up strong, and they want to be in a win-now mode, and this is the piece that we needed to get that going, guys. So definitely do me one big favor. Smash that like button if you have not yet already. Do it for the J.J. Watt signing. This was absolutely huge for the Cardinals to do. Smash that like button, guys. We will be ending this stream here shortly. Do me one big favor. Go ahead and put some fist bumps on the chat below if you're new. That's usually how we go ahead and end our live streams, with some fist bumps on the chat below, guys. But that is going to be how we're ending it here. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you so much for all the super chatters, all the channel members, all the people who got onto the show to talk some Arizona Cardinals on this Monday night. There's a big buzz going on with this Arizona Cardinal fan base. There's people out there that don't even follow the Cardinals that much, and they knew about J.J. Watt coming to the Arizona Cardinals. That's how big this news is. The fact that people that don't watch football on a regular or don't follow football on a regular basis that know who J.J. Watt is, and because he's coming to the Cardinals, that is huge. That's absolutely huge, guys. Thank you so very much for everybody being on here. Like I mentioned before, thank you so very much. The NFC West is just going to be that much tougher. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you on the next stream. Have a great year. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you so very much. I'm out. Thank you.